It's okay. That's pretty okay, isn't it? Front page time and all of that. Oh, they got the Bjorn host? I don't think they're on front page, actually. I think they've got the Bjorn host. Okay, that makes sense. I was just wondering. I obviously don't really care about viewership. I was just... To go live 5 minutes ago and be on 1,300 viewers is bonkers. Like, that's insane. They are slaying it. Guys, they're quite literally slaying it in the Slay Them All playoffs. Ha ha ha. Top left-hand side, our red Zerg player kicking us off in this best of 5. We have ourselves a Reynor. Up against the blue Terran in the lower right from Xseed, this is Clem. Man, it's either too hot or too cold in my room all the time at the moment. I can't win. I open the window, it gets too cold. I shut the window, it gets too warm. I open the window halfway, it's still too warm. Yay. Alright, so this has been a pretty cool tournament. I didn't get to see yesterday's games. I was having my day off yesterday. So, I was having my day off yesterday, so unfortunately I wasn't able to see the matches. I heard there were some really cool games, which ended up with Clem advancing in second place from the group after Showtime advanced in first. So we've got ourselves Clem versus Reynor here, a best of 5 series, to see who will advance through to the finals. After the players advance to the finals, we'll also have a third place match for the losing players. A little bit of a prize money difference there to help spread out the stream a little bit. And then we have the grand finals best of 7. So we've got 2 best of 5s, a best of 3, and a best of 7 a day. Reynor versus Clem, Showtime versus Soul, losers, then winners. We could get that Reynor Showtime series again. We casted Reynor Showtime the other day, and it was absolutely fantastic. A 3-0 series, but a 3-0 series that was so... It was fun to watch. Reynor got behind, and he fought his way back into it, and just in general, he did a pretty good job of things. So we do see that SCV coming down the left, the hatchery getting dropped down on the left-hand side as well. And as we do see the few extra Zerglings just on the way up. Let's get this going. As we do have all the structures kind of coming on through at the moment. The Reaper does arrive, and the Reaper arriving means he can start to deal a little bit of damage here. Clem has been very battlecruiser-centric with his builds lately, and has been, in general, looking pretty good. Reynor's been very good, though, in general. Just, he had a little bit of a slump, a little bit of a while where he's had a bad PC, his PC wasn't working right and stuff, and he just didn't play the greatest games, and now suddenly, the other day, in the playoffs of my tournament, he just decided to go monster mode again and just kill everybody. So, see if he's still feeling monster mode today. Obviously, we casted him in his group the other day as well, and he was a little bit shaky. Lost him up to Soul, where he just did a build that didn't really make sense. It just sort of put him behind. But then he also dropped 2 maps to Bly. So ZvT, it was a little funky, it was a little bit weird. As you see the creep tumor coming down here to get this going. Link speed is on the way up. We're going to see a couple of Hellions coming through as well. Starport going to swap over to the Tech Lab. As the Barracks moves off of this Tech Lab, given that Starport space for the Banshee is pretty much the go-to at the moment. And, oh, a Raven. Clem, that's a little bit different. Not unheard of, obviously, but definitely not the kind of the go-to. Not the, yeah, you know what, let's do, go Ravens. It's, okay. I mean, that would have been the last thing I would have guessed here so far. I really thought Banshee, but Raven it is. Now, Reynor gets the pneumatized carapace. One of the things that happens with this pneumatized carapace is that he gets pneumatized, and he uses the pneumatized carapace to put himself into a strong position as he follows up in the game. He can actually use it to kind of bring queens across the map and dropper lords, and he does a little bit of a roach ling all in with that. So that's something, but it also just gives him information, so he can scout for battlecruiser builds, he can scout for hellbat attacks. It does slow down his queen production a little bit though, but it's kind of that idea of being safe in terms of information versus being safe with just blindly having an extra queen and blindly building units to defend anyways. And I think in the battlecruiser meta, it is much better to have a solid scout like this. I mean, this Overlord comes straight in, sees a Tech Lab, not building anything, but doesn't see a Fusion Core either. He lands on a couple of spores, actually, so probably is a little bit afraid of a BC, haven't seen that, because he doesn't have the health on the Overlord to go all the way into the main to check for the lack of a Fusion Core. It's going to be seeing the... still trying to poke forwards here. This auto turret comes down from the Raven, actually. Gets a couple tags onto the Overlord, and the Overlord taking some hits there as he gets pushed away over to the left-hand side. Queens and Hellions gathering together. The Queens there able to push the Hellions away now. And again, just these 2 Evo chambers in the main base about to finish up. And as you see, the Reaper, the Hellions coming in, picking off a creep tumor, and the other Queens coming forwards to help push that back. Melee upgrades from Reynor, no surprise at all. Clem was pretty fast into the stim pack, so his bio play is going to be getting going pretty quickly here. Third CC finishing up now as well. And again, the Raven just being used with these Hellions to clean up some creep spread, push things back, just keep good control of the map. Now, the Lings are forwards, which means that they could get us around here. Raven uses another Order turret to hit this Overlord, but with Overlord speed, it will not actually get a kill. So, it actually would have been maybe a bit better if there wasn't Pneumatized Carapace, and Reynor has somewhat accidentally found himself a solution to what Clem is using the Raven for. So, that's not so bad as you see. Uh-oh, though. Link's coming in from the other side, and Clem didn't expect that. And that's a full surround. Reynor is going to clean up all of the Hellions. Huge play right there by Reynor. Had those Lings positioned up there for a little while, waiting for the Hellions to come up this ramp. And as soon as he did, boom, he pounced on the opportunity. Fantastic stuff. Von Schleyer has just gifted out 5 subs in the chat. Can we get some love in the chat for Von Schleyer? If you are Acid Fire, Rocker, let's hold on a moment though. Link's coming in, jumping on these siege tanks. It's going to get 1 and 2 Marines still alive though. Okay, but the Lings go down, but it does kill off the tanks, which makes, obviously, resets the attack a little. If you are Acid Fire, Rocker, SPX, Limitaman, or Popsicle B, or Skurdak, you've just got gifted a sub by Von Schleyer. Welcome to the Wardy family. It's so good to have you being part of our family here. And thank you so much, Von Schleyer, for the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate it. I don't even know what to do with the sub goal. We're on 713 subscribers now. Bonkers. Can we hit 1,000? Should we make the 1,000 sub goal? No, it's not gonna happen. Too far. Maybe maybe in 2019. Damn though, we're doing crazy on subs. It's insane. Thank you so much, Von Schleyer. Appreciate the gifted subs, buddy. Really do. As we see Clem moving down this bottom left-hand side, going for a bit of a push, but any push he goes for is going to be significantly weaker than usual because he doesn't have the 2 tanks that were killed by that previous Ling attack. So that is kind of a big deal here. It's actually a huge deal here. And it's something he is really going to be missing out on as these Marines. They stim backwards. The Bane's coming in. Clem will just have to lift up to get out of there. The Order turret to try and add some damage. He gets a couple of kills, but nothing really all that crazy. I mean, this Raven has really been nothing more than a nuisance. 5 kills. Again, I think 1 or 2 was an Overlord, but that's about it. Clem does not have any target fire for the Banelings, so he's forced to pretty much just lift up here and back away once more. As those Zerglings still just continuing to deny drop after drop after drop at the moment. 2 medevacs coming in from over on the right-hand side here. Heading across towards the upper left. Spire coming down. Plus 2 melee, plus 2 carapace coming in. Baneling's speed also currently on the way up. Marines will stem forward, picking off a couple of creep tumors now. And getting a couple of kills at the moment. And left side again. Marines just going to be stimming in, getting a couple of creep tumors. Overlord doesn't go for the Overlord. As the Marines just lift up, and again, a few more creep tumors going to be coming down the left-hand side. Ling's coming in for a little bit of a surround. I'm just still dropping 2 different sides, trying to keep up the pressure. In fairness, he's got Reynor a little bit supply blocked. Meters coming out, though, will start to be the end of these drops, because now they can't just lift up and escape every single time. They actually have to have something of a backup here. It does actually bring Lings forward to try, Marines forward to try and defend this. Banes rolling in, anti-armor missile drops. It's actually pretty good defense by Clem, bringing those extra units over to help push that away. Very well done, actually. Very well done indeed. And these meters are actually a little bit tagged up on those anti-armor missiles as well, which means that it's actually difficult for them to really justify to kind of justify that. I've just fucking threw a bauble across the room. God damn it. There we go. Clem pushing in on the top side though. Marines and tanks just going to be coming in again. Just clean out a little bit of this Ling Bane. And this position's tough. The Banes that are here rolling right now needs to keep enough Marines alive to push the Mutas away afterwards. Reynor's going to overrun the siege tanks, and Clem is going to keep on pulling away, but he lost a lot already in this little bit of a fight. And, well, the mutants will actually continue to give chase with the Ling and Bane underneath. He's going to start getting himself medevac kills. The 4 here is going to be in some trouble too. Widowmine doesn't really connect. It targets the 4 right away. Not enough splash damage on the mutants to really push them back. Lings and Banes going to the mineral line. That's going to be absolutely disgusting. From one big push from Clem, it turns around in a moment to just give Reynor a little bit too much. Now he'll be obviously just overrunning and in a great position to close game number 1 out here, I think. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, Reynor has been playing good again the last few days. I can tell you guys that much, and it's very true. He is really looking as though he's back on point. So that's really cool to see, looking as though he's back after... Again, he had like a little while where he just wasn't quite as good as we've kind of used to seeing Reynor being. Banes roll into this mineral line over here, going to come through on the left side. Ling's coming through as well. And, well, again, Reynor's just going to be overwhelming in multiple locations. Clem is trying to hold on here. The mutants are fighting Marines, though, and that's never a good sign for the Terran player. The siege tank's in trouble. That single 4 is going to be chased by only by a few mutants, so probably has to be a bit more careful there. And again, the mutants just going to have to pull back a little bit further. Clem is still trying to build more siege tanks here, which I don't think is really going to help him against the Ling Vein Mutant Force. I guess at some point, what do you do? There's just not enough here at all to really make this work. We see more Banes morphing in. Reynor just looking so good. A little bit of a push forwards here by Clem as he gets this ready to go. Still being aggressive, stimming in. Trying to pick off a little bit of the Zerg as he goes. Reynor's up on 93 drones, as Protoss points out in the chat. Yeah, his economy is pretty bonkers. I mean, you might bother him if he had not enough army to kind of fight, but honestly, he's just going to be able to fight, rebuild, fight, and rebuild. He's even overrunning Clem at the moment. Clem, again, is just so far behind. Having lost those SCVs before, he is almost half the SCV count of his opponent, so Clem is really struggling. I mean, eventually there will be a GG here, and in fact, there it is right there soon. I'm also probably just going to purchase a lot of stuff at the same time. Like, I'm going to get a new PC, I think, and I'm also going to get the new headset for new studio, basically. Thought you had a second tree for backup. I do. It's just that because of people in the chat having a very good time trying to kill the first tree. When the first, I just decided to keep one tree. So when the first tree died, I mean, now we don't need the backup tree, right? So for now, we're good. For now, we are good. We are beautiful. In every single way. Clem won't bring you down. In the bottom left of Automaton. Top right is Reynor, the blue Zerg player here as we kick off into game 2 of the 16-year-old showdown. Whole home audio and no need for a headset. Fuck the neighbors. Well, I mean, the headset's kind of necessary to be able to cast from. So, yeah. It's, headset is necessary. Gonna get a nice one. Obviously, I mean, it's not just necessarily the headset. It's mostly the microphone, right? Like, obviously, the headsets... I kind of like having a headset microphone, so... Gotta get, like, a studio headset and go from there. It's okay, though. Yeah, I'm probably going to buy a bunch of stuff after Christmas. I'm going to buy a whole new PC for my new studio as well. Going to buy a whole new PC. I'm going to get some good decorations up. That means I'm going to have double PC setup, plus the ability to add, like, 2 different laptops to the stream. It's all going to be pretty great, put it that way. It's going to be really awesome. Looking forward to it. Let's just get ourselves into this at the moment. Video conferencing mics. It's not good enough quality though, dude. Like, the quality on them is just not good enough for like a single, for like a stream that's trying to produce like a professional sort of sound. It's good for video conference, obviously, but like when it comes down to like the audio nerds and stuff, it's just not enough. And also, I don't want it to pick up all the sounds in the room because then it's going to be really noisy. This is one of the reasons I also don't want a mic in front of my face, because I don't want to have something right up against my face all the time when I cast. I much prefer having the headset mic. So, no, you'd be sorry, dude. I'm just answering suggestions / questions in general. It's all good. Happy to answer. Happy to discuss. I like discussing things with you guys. Lapel mic. It's the same with the lapel mic though. Like it's a lot of expense. It's just a lapel mic is obviously very good, but it's tough to get a lapel mic working well with a stream setup, I feel. And a very good lapel mic. I'd just rather have like a headset setup. Like I know which headset I pretty much want. It's not an issue of that I don't know what I want really. It's just I want to double check and make sure it's definitely what I want before I continue. It's not that I have an issue with a microphone either. Like I'm completely fine with what I have now. It's just I'm getting a new setup, so I thought I would treat myself to a new headset as well. Mostly because I don't like this one. It's been giving me a few issues. There's been some audio issues with it and stuff, so it's kind of like a combo of needing a new one and also treating myself, I guess. So yeah. Overlord coming around at the main base. We see a couple of Hellions and a Reaper pushed away. So they're going to get pushed out and again running around to the top side here. Going to be seeing that hatchery on the third bases. Coming on up. Isn't ready just yet. Rapafari for the 100 bits says, Wardy without the headset is like cornflakes without the milk. Yeah, I get it'd be weird for you guys to see. Well, I'd still have a headset on, right? Because I'd still have headphones in. So, yeah. So you've seen the two Hellions and the Reaper just hanging around there, and Raven again coming up. So Clem is just going for the same build here. Nothing too crazy about it. It just gets him up into Stimpack, and well, Reynor gets a few more Zerglings out. He gets a couple of Evo Chambers coming down. And again, these Hellions currently of Clem just going to press forwards and start roasting this hatchery away. So a little bit of damage dealt. Pulling back now. Thank you, Robert Fari, for those 100 bits, by the way. Appreciate it, dude. Link counterattack is blocked off by the walled off third base. Another couple of Hellions coming out behind there. The factory now switching to the tech lab for the siege tank and the starport to the reactor. So yeah, I mean, I guess medevacs, or you're probably just going to lift it up and let the racks take that reactor. Then you build another reactor for the starport before you build medevacs, because you just don't need medevacs this early. Again, the way that these builds go means that Reynor's build is going to get the 1-1 melee upgrades faster. I'm intrigued to see what Clem does here overall though, right? Because he is putting himself in a position where he is doing the exact same thing and obviously just says to himself, hey, I think I can do the exact same thing better than last time. However, the exact same thing happens. Reynor sets up a preemptive surround, gets most of the Hellions, and once again, shutting that down. Wush coming in for the 100 bits. No hashtag charity. Do you hashtag your charity with the bits, guys? Raise some money for direct relief. Keep that going. This Reaper and this Hellion. Kind of pulled down to the bottom left as we see the combat shields. 1-1 upgrades on the way up. The Overlord gets taken down here as well. Old Command about to finish up as the third CC. So again, I just wonder why Clem goes, because he's behind on upgrades. His attempts to be aggressive in the last game were shut down so quickly and so so fluently by Reynor that I'm just surprised that he's doing the same style of play once again. I'm really surprised he's doing the same style of play again here. 4 drones going down as that Raven pulls out of the main base. A couple of order turrets then, I mean, again, getting the job done, doing a decent job of it. So we've seen that Raven still hanging around. What's cool is that you can see the monthly revenue for Twitch. I mean, yeah, you times it by 5, and that's only the people who have hashtag charity. Then, well, I guess then again, that's what the streamers make, not Twitch themselves. Anyways, Marines and tanks pressing forwards, and again looking for a couple of troop tumors here, perhaps in the next few moments. So again, a little bit more creep being cleaned out here. Taggers will siege. Hydro's then about to finish up. And again, more Zerglings just coming across the bottom left-hand side of the map here, going to run in. The CVs have to pull back towards the bottom left-hand side. Kind of doesn't do a lot then. Again, Clem is out here, but doesn't have his upgrades yet. He's about to get them now. He's going to try and drop across onto this side, which I kind of like the idea of. More medevacs coming up to reinforce this. The Ling's going across the counter, though. This third base has nothing to defend it. A few Marines. But, I mean, there's so many Zerglings. Marines currently fighting against these Queen's tanks there to support in the background. SCV is trying to help this fight. Marines came back from that medevac. The auto turret from the Raven coming down as well. So will clean this up with only 9 workers lost, 10 workers lost. Again, these tanks in a very annoying position here, Clem, as he continues to sit around and just work his way through this hatchery. This forward base taking some damage. Another Zergling killed. Going to be seeing again a couple of Queens continue to take some hits now. Marines lifting up again, pulling back. Now the Ling's coming on the other side. That's where these Marines and Hellbats need to defend these tanks. The Queens are going to keep on committing as well, with no damage going out on them. These tanks will be cleaned up. Then you can back away. That last Queen on 1 HP, just managing to stay alive there. GG upgrades coming in from both players. The melee upgrades as well from Reynor at the moment. As you see, Marines and a Raven still pushing around the right, using that. Well, he uses the scan even though he has a Raven. I guess the scan also sort of lets you know where the Zerg army is and what it looks like. Anti-armor missile hits the Hydralisks. Tell you what, there isn't really any Banelings ready, so if he can fight this army without Banes being ready, Clem might be able to do something here. Banes that do pop out are going down before they reach the Marines because there's just not that many of them. One more Baneling target fired down this time. Hydras keep on dropping. Clem still making good progress here. However, eventually he has to lift up and get out of there. But again, cleaned up a lot of units. Don't think you can be upset with that as Clem. He did a lot with this and definitely brought Reynor's army count down to a point where he might be worried about further attacks here at this stage. Reynor's worker count being kept at 68 as well. Difficult to get more drones up when you're in a position like this one. More Lings to the bottom. And Marines just simming around. A few bands will drop in on the bottom side of the map. Tank still firing away. Marines lifting up, dropping back down. Has to be careful. The tank goes down. The Hydra's picking it up. Another scan, keeping track of things here. Still some Marines and tanks coming through the center now. Ready to keep on pressing forwards again. A few more Marines on the way up. +1 vehicle weapons on the way up on the armory. Oh, Banelings though crashing in for the 14 SCVs in the third. Suddenly Clem's economy takes a bit of a hit as he's still trying to press forwards here though. Here we go, auto turret down. I mean, this fourth base is killed. Okay, well that's good. I mean, the Banes weren't ready yet, so Clem gets some progress. It is now time to back away though, maybe go for a different angle. Ling's running by again, man. I think against Reynor, you just have to build a bunker on your third base. Like, this is ridiculous. He's just again and again getting Lings across. I mean, okay, you clean it up, but 22 SCVs down, 23 SCVs down. This tank is still under fire. Marines not moving forwards at the same time. Clem distracted on his main fight. Loses a few Marines. Lost the tanks already, but does stay alive with the Marines for the most part. But obviously, as soon as more Banes come up here, it's going to be the end of this. This Raven, by the way, is still alive throughout the entirety of the game. Is extremely impressive. That's actually really, really sick. Really well played here by Clem as he does lose it now. Cast a curse or what? The first time I mentioned the Raven being kept alive, and it goes down moments later. Oh, the Banes really think they can connect on those Marines, but off of creep, the Marines are just a little bit too fast. Clem is instantly back on that army though, as he sees it back in the way. He sees the opportunity. Scans on the right side now, might scan on the front to keep on pressing forwards. And he's running across down to the bottom left again. Full patch set up to the top side. Tank gun loads as well, pushing in, and all of these Marines gathering together. Stem comes forwards, going to see the Hydras and the Banes. Getting set up at the moment. Good damage being done. Tank picking off a few of these Banelings. Hydras picking off a tank as well. Oh man, Banelings just crashing forwards here. Oh my god. Marines going down. SDVs going down as Clem tries to take a fourth base. He will at least keep the planetary continuing to build. However, Reynor now with the momentum will push forwards. He has the Hydralis count in his favor. Like, he's just got everything he needs at the moment. Reynor is looking fantastic here as he comes all the way down to the bottom side, getting ready to push into these bases to keep this pressure going. Letting us Hydras and Banes ready to push this base here. Is going to be seeing the Tank going down again. Marines pulling back a little bit. Gonna be seeing the orbital. He's about to drop there, so orbital going down. Bane's on the other side. Gonna grab those Marines that were trying to somewhat flank in. Not sure if that was intentional or just sort of a where my units ended up being sort of situation there for Clem. GG though means that Clem versus Reynor. To the top right side, we have our red Terran player. This is Clem. Up against the blue Zerg on the lower left-hand side, Reynor. Why cast on here, not with Riff on base trade? Because Riff didn't want me to cast with him on base trade. It's not my decision. I mean, I asked Riff if he wanted me to cast with him, and he said no. Well, he said he'd think about it. Then when he announced the event, he just said any community casters are welcome to come and join, even in English. So I assumed he didn't want to cast with anybody. It's his decision. It's his stream. It's his tournament. It's not the end of the world. I'm enjoying having the games on my own channel. It's good. It's cool. It's actually pretty nice able to stream on my own channel base trade events, because I mean, streaming on my own channel is actually almost always more beneficial for me than streaming on anywhere else. One of the main reasons I cast on base trade is obviously we get, obviously I make donations and tips. I get paid a little base amount as well, but not that much. It's always just better for me to stream on my own channel because, it just grows my stream and I get more out of it. The only reason I really stream on base trade is because if there's a base trade tournament on, it's very difficult to produce content on my channel, so I may as well cast on base trade instead of cast on my own stream, right? And it's fun to cast on base trade, I have a good time. But business-wise, it's truly a decision which is based on the fact that it's just extra stuff I can do when I wouldn't otherwise be able to do stuff. Do I have to buy into it to stream his tournament? No, he let me stream it for free. I mean, super shout out to him, because he could have just said no. You're not allowed to stream. I'm the English stream, right? It's his tournament. That's what we usually do. We don't let other English streams cast our tournaments, right? So shout out to Riff for putting this on for anyone to come in and stream. Not just me, the other community casters as well, having a good time with it. So shout out to that. It's been really fun, really great to be able to bring it to you guys. Yeah, it's free content for me. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I am 100%. I'd actually kind of prefer to do it on my stream than his stream. I just didn't think originally he would let me do it on my stream, right? So, again, shout out to Rifkin. Pull first, though, from Reynor means that he's in a pretty good spot to shut down this 2 racks proxy. And we're just going to be seeing this is a complete shutdown. Clem is just going to GG.